What is up, everybody? This is Keith. I go by Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry. It is Tuesday, April 6th, here to break down Wednesday's two-game Champions League slate. Hope you guys did okay today. I have no idea how I did not go completely off a cliff. As of like 2 minutes left of the game, I had no lineups cashing. You know, nice little chunk of money out of my pockets. Phil Foden scores, got close to breaking even. I'm trying to think of the right way Tendril Storm said it to me was, sometimes it's about not having a catastrophic day or turning a catastrophic day into just a bad one, which that's what it felt like. It actually felt like a little victory. So I hope you guys did okay. This is a different one. So this is an interesting slate. So I'm breaking down here shortly. Just a quick reminder, like, comment, subscribe to this channel. It really does help. And then a quick shout out to TK with the Masters preview up. Make sure you check that out. TK's been crushing in PGA all season. And then the baseball guys, Mega Rule and McKinley, have been doing an awesome job daily. Make sure you support that video as well. All right, let's get into the odds, constructions, all that good stuff. All right, so odds. Bayern hosting PSG. Bayern without Lewandowski, which is, the best goal scorer in the world. So that's a big deal. Lewandowski, Messi, Ronaldo. I'm not going to get in that debate, but I think Lewandowski has the most in the world right now. So we'll give it to him. But anyhow, plus 100 as a result. PSG, though, with a Neymar coming back from fitness. I'll talk about that a little bit more. And then I think the biggest story and why I'm going to kind of be a little bit lower than on PSG, no Marco Verratti. You could argue that he's the most important player to PSG. Midfielders in the DFS world don't get a lot of praise, but they control the game so much. Verratti's just so crucial to what PSG do. I think that's a struggle. That is a 3 total, so there will be goals there. And then you have neutral site venue, Porto and Chelsea. Porto's plus 446. Chelsea, despite losing 5-2 over the weekend to West Brom, minus 131 favorite, whopping 2.25 total. So let's jump into the slate. First off, for Chelsea, we never know what their lineup's going to be. I'm assuming Mason Mount is going to be back in the fold. I'm assuming that Ziyech probably will not be, and they, maybe he goes like Mount, Kai, and probably Giroud up front. That would be my guess. It's just a guess. But likely Mason Mount is on monopoly corners. And if so, versus Porto as the slate's biggest favorite, I think he's one of your locks with Joshua Kimmich, who's going to be on a monopoly of set pieces for Bayern. Actually, I'll fall short of a monopoly. Sane takes a decent amount. But I think those are the first two guys in your lineup. Yes, it's unfortunately overlooking, the GOAT of the Champions League in a lot of ways, Sergio Oliveira. I think he's a tough fit because of forward. But if, we do get a forward value, I have no problem going the 3 of them. I just think it's really tough. And, at 7,100 versus a Chelsea team that when they're not giving up red cards, typically controls possession. It's going to make Porto be on the counter. We saw Porto just absolutely get pummeled by Juventus in the second leg for large stretches. So I do think that it lends me to saying that I'm going to fade Oliveira for Kimmich and Mount. All right, let's go to forward. I think obviously the biggest decision you're going to make on the entire slate is what are you going to do with Neymar? He and Messi probably have the 2 best floors in the world for DFS. Here's the thing with Neymar. And this came from a non-DFS podcast. I'm not sure if anybody else enjoys it. I always love listening to Gab and Jules' podcast on the ESPN channel, ESPN FC. I think they have their own ring, but 2 very knowledgeable football guys. The one guy, Jules, is a PSG fan, and he talked about this weekend how when Neymar isn't fully fit, he can really struggle, and he starts losing his head, and comes in and out of games. And he really did struggle over the weekend. He wasn't taking all the corners. Di Maria actually was taking more corners than Neymar. He still ended up like 6 fouls drawn, like 5 shots. So like from a DFS perspective, he still got there, but that was not against Bayern, and that was not. I can't remember if Verratti played. I don't have my phone by me, but it's just a different world. I think I'm leaning at this moment of fading Neymar, which is scary as hell. But yeah, here's the thing. He's going to get double digits. He's going to be like 10 to 12. But if he doesn't get a goal or assist at that 10-7, can you make it up somewhere else? I don't know. I'll be going back and forth to a lock. I'm just letting y'all know. Like I truly, it's such a tough decision. But I think that that's the biggest decision that you're going to need to make. I do think that 10-7 up to Neymar from Mbappe. If Mbappe was like 8,500, I think it would be a huge decision. I think for the 1,100, I would be Neymar all day over Mbappe. And potentially even at this point, if Mbappe's playing up top alone, I kind of like Di Maria more. Di Maria over the weekend took almost all the corners. We know Di Maria is a crosser, likes to shoot from distance, all the stuff that gets his DFS points. So I think of the PSG guys, I would rank Neymar, Di Maria, Mbappe, but there's a decent chance maybe you don't play any of them. I think Leroy Sané is going to be one of the popular forward choices, taking some corners. PSG's, not been looking great defensively, and Sané is going to be one of the outlets for them. So, I guess let me just show you kind of like my ideas, like where I'm going with these thoughts. So, like, let's say you go with Sané, because I think after Sané, it falls off. Like, I don't think we're going to see Hudson-Odoi start at wingback. Don't really think it's a spot that I want to play Giroud. Choupo-Moting, probably not. Revenge game, right? So I guess you could do worse. But then the only other starter, like nobody below 6K is going to start. So that's why like Sané at 8,000 looks pretty solid to me. Then I think you're probably up here for one of the other guys. I think Moore could go really under-owned and be interesting. I think he does feed off the Louis. So I probably fade, but if you want to do a Bayern stack and think that Bayern, when scores two or three, can't call you crazy. So like, let's look at this with Neymar. So you put Neymar in here, we have 4,000 left. I think that based on the total, I think Marcus-Stein has been awesome for Porto all tournament. I think he's probably going to be the chalk goalie. The issue here becomes the Chelsea wingbacks are normally pretty good for DFS, whether it's Chilwell or James or Alonso. It's going to be two of the three of them. I think James, recently has been taking some corners too. If Mount's on, I doubt he takes over them, but there's always a chance. So if you put him in, you start struggling on salary, right? You could probably punt off a defender, and then let's look low 3Ks in utility, see if there's anything there. Conte is not supposed to be fit to start. He might play off the bench, but not fit to start. Uribe has been decent. You could play a Bayern center back. Herrera might fill in for Verratti. So, there's some options down here. Nothing's great. Nothing sticks out. I'm like, oh my goodness, that guy's going to pull it all together. I think the first guy that starts getting me a little excited is Kovacic, who's just been awesome since Tuchel went over. Let's see if anybody else. Alphonso Davies, 4,300, I think is nice. So, you'd have to plug and play there. That's where, if you save the money from Neymar, and let's say that you did Di Maria, now you have a little bit more room, right? So now you could do like Kovacic, or you could do Davies and then punt one defender and be okay. So that's kind of my thought process on why, I think that realistically fading Neymar is in play. If you want to take Champions League hero Kingsley Coman, now you really got a lot of salary to play with. So I definitely think it's a pay down goalie slate. Definitely think, my core right now tonight is probably Sané, Kimmich, Mount. And then just trying to figure out the PSG pieces. It's just so weird that you have Chelsea as the biggest favorite on the slate, and their forwards just don't seem all that great. I guess Werner, I can't imagine Tuchel playing Werner after how he played on the international break and then how bad he was in the substitute appearance for Chelsea versus West Brom. Even though that's not fair, right? Down a man, but it's still West Brom. So I don't know. I think they have to go Giroud. I just don't know if Giroud, gets me that excited. Like, you need a goal or you're not even sniffing double digits. So, yeah, God, I think I kind of covered the slate. The one play I just want to throw out here, just to look at, and it's going to be popular, kind of like Moray was popular today, but Diallo might play at left back for PSG. He started there 2 of the last 3 games, I believe. The third game, it was like a cup game. He started at center back, but he's 2,800. Will probably be playing left back, so I think people might be excited about it. You could argue that Marquinhos is just as good, even playing centrally. He's more of a set piece threat, a little more active. But Pepe on Fanduel will be great. He'll get a ton of clearances, but not really DK score. So yeah. I think that's kind of the slate. I don't know. It's a weird one. It really just, I don't mean to like be short or not give like a huge idea of the slate, but I think it's really just going to depend on what you do with your forward slots. Because if you do kind of, I showed this construction of, you know, getting one wing back and then one pay down, then one in the middle. But let's say that you decided to put down, let's say that you decided to ride the roller coaster of Choupo-Moting, right? Can that give us 2 Chelsea defenders? Yeah, it could, right? So you could do something like that. And then, you know, this actually is a pretty nice like game theory lineup because you get the outside guys for Chelsea and the set taker versus the goalies. So, you know, you're essentially saying, hey, they're just going to be pummeling shots and pummeling crosses in and not getting anything through. So that actually really works from a correlation aspect. But again, it's going to come down to Neymar. It's going to come down to, you know, are you playing Neymar? Are you playing Di Maria? Are you playing Mbappe? There's a really good chance if you watch my lineup tomorrow, I might not have any of them. And I don't know, maybe one. I think I'm leaning towards Di Maria. I don't know. I'll have to think about it in the morning. It's just a weird slate. It's so weird to not just automatically plug Neymar, but I really do feel that not having Marco Verratti, going to Germany, not being at full fitness, has me thinking that a Neymar fade is very in play. Comment what you think. I thought it was fun today. We had a lot of you comment on the thread about Holland, you know, ownership fade. We almost got there. He got the assist late, but almost completely, that fade was almost completely awesome. So, you know, I hope you got on board that. And again, thank you to all of you that have reached out via DM, via comment, join Discord, just that have enjoyed these videos, you know, that I've been doing for soccer now for over a year. It's been a fun ride. Hope to keep it going. And again, thank you all so much for the support. Once again, Keith, aka Gator Guy 231. See you.